welcome to, for all you people looking for online, the meeting of the Penfield Trails Committee and the executive staff for January 2021. Welcome. We did not have a meeting in December due to COVID concerns. So what we really have is two monthly minutes to look at. Eleanor's November minutes, since we didn't meet in December, and my non-meeting minutes of December. So take a look at both of these, please. And then if you find any anomalies or corrections necessary, speak up, or after a prolonged silence, ratify it for me. While we're doing that, I'll mention 4 Mile Creek Park. And this is my monologue about, you may visit it. There's a parking lot there and a kiosk and 3 marked blazed trail loops when you park there that you can enjoy, plus a board mark that goes across 4 Mile Creek itself to get to the back side, which is the green loop. These maps are also out there at the kiosk, and I'll make sure there's certainly this month more of them. We have a master map, contour map from the town. 3 copies have been marked up by the scout who did the trail loops. So I'm going to put one of them inside the kiosk. Now, how do you get there? Well, you get on Fairport 9 Mile Point Road, which is also known as 250, and you drive north from Penfield Road, north from Atlantic Avenue, and 3/4 of the way to the intersection of 250 and Plank Road, there's a blue house on the right as you're going north. Across from the blue house is the entrance to 4 Mile Creek Park, a parking lot, a kiosk, and the 3 trail loops we mentioned on our map. So the park is functional for hiking. It hasn't been officially dedicated yet, but that's the monologue that I wanted to get out on our film of the meeting. So, reaction to the minutes, please.
I move they be accepted as printed.
Second. All right, let's hit the agenda. What's that?
I don't see tulips on this one.
One is to the left of the parking lot, and then the green and
It
the
says
red.
white loop next to the parking lot. It's hard to put white marker on white. That's the reason. Okay, approval of minutes is complete. The committee discussion, review of the hike results from Thousand Acre Swamp in December, Saturday in December. We had 3 staff, and on a mild overcast day of 48 degrees and a fog, no hikers. So it indicates that either COVID or the lack of promotion or both discouraged the hikers from joining us that day. We have a hike this Saturday, January 9th at 10 a.m. Ellison Park, the Northside, Blossom Road going west, it'll be on your right. Just before the Brighton Town Line sign, there'll be look for our hike signs, and the arrows will direct you into that parking lot, which will be the trailhead. My job is to get Fort Schuyler open, where we traditionally build a fire inside as a halfway point on the hike loop. Is anybody going to be there to help lead that with me? Saturday.
Jenny, you want to help Nels Saturday?
Jenny?
I didn't hear you. You want to help Nels Saturday?
If there's enough snow, by the way, the cross-country is offered as, instead of hiking, but the weather has to cooperate.
You know, I have trouble hearing in this room. Even with my hearing aid, did you say, was I going on the hike on Saturday?
Yeah.
Do
You
I
want to
know?
help set- you want to help set up?
What?
You can help
Okay,
set up.
so,
Yeah, sure.
all right, so we have 2 people to meet me at the
Sure.
trailhead at 9:45.
Sure.
Gives me time, hopefully, to get over to the fort and start the fire. All right. Eagle Scout project update, again, Tommy DeFranco finished 4 Mile Creek with all the requirements, the maps, the trail loops, and the blazes. So 4 Mile Creek is ready thanks to Thomas DeFranco, Eagle Scout. Immediate trails need reports. Has anybody been on one of our town trails and seen something that needs fixing?
We did our monthly trail checking last month. I forget what the actual date, but we cleared some fell trees over the trails up at Upper Harris Whalen, and then one down at from Linear to Home Depot.
Thank you, Tim. I appreciate your staff doing a monthly check for us. It helps us, even though individually I can set up a communication between you and your staff and us about keeping trail maintenance open and able on our town trails. Conservation Board, are they meeting tonight?
Last night they met.
And?
Eileen was there at the meeting.
This is a Zoom meeting. They reviewed 2 projects. One is,
Speak loud enough so
Loud,
everybody can hear
please.
you.
they reviewed 2 projects. One is an application for RIT, who owns the old quarry. They want to add a parking lot of 51 spaces so they can have events there. And I guess they have to get approval for the use in the parking lot. And then the second project was on Baird Road, at the end of Baird Road where it meets Atlantic. And the person who owns the super big house that's set back is proposing building 5 houses along Baird Road at the end. And I objected to all the 4 extra driveways emptying on the Baird Road. And then they talked about maybe proposing an access road now. Because Baird Road doesn't need more.
Well, yes, that would be, it is surprising, it's like even 10 years ago where you thought all the cul-de-sacs and the building were satisfied back to back with each other, and yet down that green space between the cul-de-sacs, we shoehorn in another townhouse development, so it is surprising.
It's a total of 5 single-family homes, 5 lots that they want to subdivide.
Did they tell you when it was gonna appear before the planning board?
I don't remember.
They did.
Do you remember?
First meeting in February for the planning
There you
So currently that lot is just grass, correct?
board. Yeah, vacant land.
go. They're proposing regrading it,
Oh,
and they have a proposed site plan for the first house, 3,200 square feet.
well, just remember, Shadow Pines out on a limb to preserve it as a green space. That's a victory compared to what you might have seen in home density if it ever got built on. So, wow. Yay, Shadow Pines.
May I make a comment, Mr. Chairman?
Yes?
On the project that RIT is proposing, it might be a good opportunity for us to notify the planning board of our intent to engage RIT in a trail across their property along the creek.
They said no.
They said, I know RIT said no, but if we get something in writing to the planning board, they will consider something else. They could maybe.
It's a very good idea, and we will do it. Now, I want to make sure that we compose something precise, want what you want request to be considered having an easement, which we at one time hoped to get, between Panorama Plaza and the Daisy Flower Mill along
It could
the old
be-
creek itself on the west side.
Right, or it could be along the property border. If they, it's wherever they so choose, but it needs to be part of the discussion.
Correct. So originally they rebuffed us when they purchased.
Well, they would, unless they're encouraged by the town to do something like that.
Action item, and put that in the minutes, and I'm going to note that, get with it. You and I will work on the wording,
Okay.
okay?
Yeah.
Good reason we meet privately this month. Excellent.
Eileen, go back to your conservation board and engage the people that are gonna walk the property.
Yeah, Yes, yes, I'll keep, yeah, I'll do
Yeah,
that.
if
I'll
it-
All
watch
three
that.
of us should.
yeah, if it appears in the Conservation Board minutes too, and their report, then the town will at least get it into discussion.
Mhm. Yeah, I thought of bringing that up.
All right,
I
all
was
three of us.
muted, and I couldn't find my
You
unmute
you need to
button.
be more vocal.
All three of us will get together on this.
That'd be great.
Yes. That's a very important
I have an
submission to
alumni,
make.
I have an alumni of RIT in the family. He just graduated this spring.
I mean,
Well, then you can have an event there.
Yeah.
if ever we could wander across the old west side of Randicott Creek to get to the Daisy Farm, it would be fabulous. Next on the agenda, the review of, this is our bookmark, which indicates our monthly hikes for 2021 available here at the Rec Department hallway, which does now match the Scenic Treks trail click. If you go to the town website and find out where our scenic treks are, this will match that. So let me review quickly. We're going to be at Northside of Ellison Park this Saturday, January 9th at 10 o'clock. Now, something that Andrew, our director here, is very fond of and was very successful last year, is going out to Harris Whalen Park under the full moon, hopefully a big dump of snow, and having a snow party with hot chocolate and whatever else we did last year. That nearest date, February 26th to the full moon, is our February hike. February 26th at Harris Whalen. And again, our correction, March 13th, the Shadow Pines property. March 13th, that's a Saturday at 10. April 10th, Channing Philbrick Park, down along the fishing bridge and along Randicott Creek, which could be anywhere from Tops all the way back upstream to the Linden Road Bridge. And then May, our regular, what's the name of the flowers we look for, Jen? We
Well,
look
they
for-
have Mayflower, there are all kinds of flowers in Harris Whalen in May.
In May.
And Eleanor knows, and.
What are we looking for?
Trillium?
Trillium.
Oh.
We're looking for
that's
the
a
outbreak of
different one.
trillium amongst the beech and oak trees on May 8th at Harris Whalen Park. And of course, we continue June through December on the other side. So if you get a bookmark and you just keep it at home and put it on your refrigerator, that's the whole year of monthly hikes.
So the Ellison Park, we don't meet at the fort, we meet Blossom and then we walk to the fort?
In the parking lot, I'll have 2 hike signs showing where people pull in.
Near the dog park, right? Down by the dog park?
It's just before the Brighton Town Line sign on Blossom Road, North Side.
It's where the skating rink used to be.
Right,
I'll pick you up, we've been doing.
and I'll have the signs there at 9:30,
Right.
so people can pull in. But hopefully I can get a hold of Denny, and if Denny doesn't want to come, he can somehow unlock the fort, and then I lock the fort up after the fire break. Okay. All right, town trail walking survey
I have
update.
a held item before we get to there.
Just let me do, we'll go back. Here was the form that we put out in October for anybody to go walking on one of our town trails to look for things that needed to be done or things were missing. So I did Honey Creek October 3rd and submitted it to Tim and Andy. But what we really need to do is start over and take a look at all of our, in 2021, doing a survey of all of our town parks over again. And I don't mind starting off in the teeth of the winter. It gets me out to exercise. And when we get those done, we get them over to Tim and Andy. And this is the survey form that you have. You want to volunteer for a park? Let me know.
And Nels, that's just for the Trails Committee, or is that also for the public?
No, that's for us
For us,
to
okay.
submit to you so you have an understanding of what we found.
Okay.
mutually to Tim and Andy. All right, held items, go.
Now, that's a good idea, because some of these people who hike these trails on a regular basis, they would be very knowledgeable to the group that was following them, probably more so than most of us.
That's a good idea, but then how do we alert them to come in and get the form and do it and submit the form? That's a challenge. But anyway, you have a held item then?
Yeah, the Willow Pond area, we talked about, the 6 acres that needs to be refurbished on the trails. There's gonna be a meeting set up between the contractor and the current owner of the legacies in the town to go over what needs to be done to restore the trails and fix the drainage on the property, which is something that the Trails Committee was involved in starting 4 years ago. We managed to get some benches in there, but it was never properly graded for drainage. And it's in a terrible condition right now because it's about half finished.
There is a set date and time for the meeting?
No, that's being set up by the people from
But not,
Legacy.
there's nothing specific yet.
Not yet, right.
Not yet.
If I find out something, I'll let you know.
Yeah, we can put it on our email blast, which includes
Right,
the PTC staff and a whole bunch of other people in the town that are on that email blast. Yes.
right. I got a call from Jim Costello just before Christmas alerting me that the lawyers had reached an agreement and that the project was gonna proceed after the first of the year.
All right, if that becomes specific, let me know by email and I will blast it
Okay,
out.
will do.
Because our next meeting in February is the 3rd here on a Wednesday. So if something
Yep.
comes about before that, let us know, please.
Right, the other item I asked about was when we were talking with Tim at our November meeting as to who maintains the trails between the subdivisions and the town parks. You were gonna get some information on.
Yeah, it all depends on, obviously, we have a lot of, if it's connected to the town park, we take care of them. But if you're talking about just regular town land, as far as like green space and open space like that,
So this is just trails between the subdivision and the town park.
yes, normally we would do that. We would just
Okay.
keep them cleared.
We need a new trail on the Penfield Wesleyan property on 5 Mile Line Road because they don't want people walking through the middle of their yard.
I talked to Costello about that a little while ago, and I got to follow up with him
Okay,
about building a trail from that Hammerhead to Rothus Park, correct?
right, that's correct.
Yep.
Yep, that's the one.
I know I have to talk to Costello about that. See when we can actually start that project.
That'd be great.
Ed, anything else?
Keep some neighbors happy.
Another item, Ed, on the Hill?
Just access points to Shadow Pines from a subdivision. I don't know if Harvard Circle was requesting a lane to get into the park. I don't know if that's been developed yet.
So there is if I had a map, I could point it out. There is an easement there, but I don't know what kind of easement it is. If it's just like a water easement or something like that connects to, or a sewer easement, but I don't know about an actual, like a trail easement that would be.
So that's something that might have to be put in place.
If we have to, yeah, if we can.
Well, I think it was requested when they did the proposal back on public participation. I think Harvard Circle asked for something.
Anybody else? It's open now for any suggestions, comments, updates. Bob?
Well, it's sort of related to the survey, but I'm wondering, I know if we find something wrong, we can send an email to Tim. But should we put up like a sign at the various kiosks saying, telling the public, if you find something wrong, send a note to maybe some generic email address. Maybe it's recreation@penfield.org, but maybe that's not the right answer. I don't know.
No, anything to get more information out. I know we just had a phone call about sledding at Shadow Pines, and they usually call the rec center.
Yeah.
And between, rec and myself, I don't think it would matter which email you put on there. You can put mine on there, the DPW one, we'll all get it. But
Yep.
that'd be good information to put into the kiosks.
That action item could be laminated and put inside functioning kiosk, yes.
Just not my cell phone number.
Yeah, I think typically when people go to the town's website, I think it refers them to the recreation contact. So feel free to use that email or our office, and then we
Well,
usually,
that's something you and I could
yeah, we disperse it to Tim
design
from
and
there.
and take and do in the office. But that's a great suggestion. As what, we're updating parts, we're taking a look at the condition of the kiosk and having that posted inside the kiosk, laminated inside. Yes, action item, I want to make sure we.
There was one more easement that Costello was working on on Scribner Road across from Bay Trail School. The new subdivision, that's being built in there, that we were looking for a trail from the old subdivision out to Scribner. And some of that was gonna be town property.
I'd have to look into that.
Yeah, that one you'll have to follow up on. I've had requests from a couple of neighbors over there because their kids used to use that to walk to school, because they don't have these sidewalks
Right.
without crossing Browncroft twice.
I'll turn to our director, Andrew Erfus. Do you have anything you want to share with us today, or a concern or an update?
No, you gave the update about the February 26th hike. So with that event, last year we did sledding, we did hot chocolate. Really we're looking for stuff to do outdoors during this time. But we also created kind of 2 loops up at the top of the hill, and we marked them with
Glow sticks.
different glow sticks on different trees. We had a red kind of glow stick and a yellow. We plan on doing that as well. We did borrow some snowshoes from the school district. We're not thinking we're gonna have those this year, so it would probably just be a normal hike.
And a fire.
So yeah, if anybody comes, feel free, they can hike, they can sled, stuff like that.
That was a good party. I enjoyed it.
It was nice.
Especially because the moon was out that night. So, yes. Harris Whalen.
Don't wanna ask for snow and all that stuff, especially with Tim and his staff working so hard, but it would be nice to have a nice fresh coat that night.
February
26th.
26th. Yep.
Andy, are you trying to do that also on other full moons or just that one?
We were thinking as a department, having more pop-ups maybe at the end of January when there's a full moon, and at the end of March. Again, since it's all weather dependent, we've looked as a department during this time maybe to have more pop-up type, hey, we'll put this out on social media type things rather than put it in our brochure. But for this one, we at least wanted to keep that same kind of, put it out to the masses via a brochure for one date. And then if we do it on other dates, it'll be probably social media and maybe our rec e-news via email.
Tim, there was one more easement that was in place for Penfield Place, servicing the trailer parks. And we didn't get a date as to when that was gonna be done. All the paperwork, I think, was in place, but the last conversation we had with Doug was, it was gonna be done when another building was built up on the hill.
So should I contact Doug or? should
Yeah,
I-
you can contact Doug on that one, that was all in place. But it just hasn't been built yet.
Anything else, folks?
Yeah,
Staff?
we need name tags or name plates here. So when these going around with a camera, people, the public can see who's talking, and like all the other boards do, they have a nameplate in front of them when they meet.
We can make those in the rec department, Nels, don't worry about it.
That'd be great.
Got you covered.
Okay. This Saturday, our hike is at the north side of Blossom Road down along Ellison Park, just before the Brighton Town Line sign. There'll be 2 hike signs to turn into the parking lot next to the old skating rink. And I'll have those signs up at 9:30, and Ginny and Eileen will gather the group, whoever's there, and hopefully I'll get a hold of Denny and have a fire at Fort Schuyler.
You're going to have a fire in the fireplace?
I'm trying to do that, yes.
Well,
like
that's not
you.
as easy as it used to be.
He's
I gotta get in the
he's gotta
fort.
get a key. You can't get in the building.
That's right, we used to bring coffee and donuts and we can't do that anymore.
I have lots of hot chocolate. Someone sent me 50 packets of hot chocolate for Christmas, so I'll bring that. I've been doing different cups.
All right.
So, for January, for the Penfield Trails Committee, Nels Carman and the executive staff, Tim and Andy, we are adjourned.